Hello students, I'm Logan Phillips or Professor P. In this video we'll be talking about your projects. So at this point you've gone through your sim book, you've gone through your sim path. It's time to put that information into actual real world application, seeing how to use this in an actual business environment, in an academic setting, to use the technology and the information you've learned to actually do a job. So for us in this class, we do that through projects. And we have two types of projects. We have the guided projects and we have independent projects. On certain chapters, you might have a specialty project that pops in, be called Improve That or Improve That, something of that nature. But for the most part, you're going to see guided and independent projects. Now, again, this does not matter if you're a concept student, if you're an Office student, a Word, Excel, PowerPoint. The projects are the same format with different applications and different data. So let's go look at the guided projects first. So once you've clicked on a guided project link from your Blackboard environment, you're going to be brought to this screen. Now your first step on this is to always to notify or see if you have any start files and any resource files. So here we can see on Guided Project 1.2 for Microsoft Word, we have in the download section a start file. So we click on that start file, it will download to our computer system. We need to open it up, hit enable editing, and then I'm going to give you a strong suggestion that you hit File, Backstage View, Save As, and save it to your desktop. And work on this from your desktop. Now we're going to do that for a specific reason. Let's use that thing that popped up there. Because a lot of times students, when they download the start file, they start working on it, then they save it someplace different, and they wind up uploading their start file instead of their completed work, which gives them a 0 on the assignment. So with that start file, what we've done is we now have a digitally signed document specifically to you, the student, that we'll be working on. Sometimes that start file is completely blank. Sometimes it has basic information that we're working on. Sometimes it is extremely robust information, but it's all digitally signed to your student ID, your taglines, your digital identification. So what that means, if you go online and you find someone else's work, if you decide to partner with somebody in the class and you submit their work as your own, if you submit your work from a previous semester where you might have failed the class or took the class before, or if you go online and find someone's work, you download it, plagiarize it, and submit it, my systems will alert me. It will show that you've plagiarized, done academic dishonesty. You will get a 0 on that assignment. You will get a 0 in the class, and you will be turned in for academic dishonesty into the college, which can cause you to lose your financial aid, can cause you to be kicked out of TCC. It can mess with you and your academic pursuits for the remainder of your life. So I take academic dishonesty extremely seriously. Don't do it. You're here, you're paying tuition so that you get the knowledge, do the work. Now, once you've got your start file, you've downloaded it, you've saved it to your desktop, here in the middle, we have what's called the instructions area. Now, first thing we see is if you're using a Macintosh, you can actually switch the button and it will change these instructions to meet the file and the software format for a Macintosh. Now, I do not have a Mac. Any videos that I use will be showing a PC, so I will always be on a Windows system or a PC. Now, as we work through this with that start file, we will simply read from top to bottom, going through, opening up the pieces. You can track your spots with a check mark if you so like. I typically suggest that people print this out and have it in paper format, which on the right-hand side, you can actually print these instructions and have them. Or if you're working on two screens, you can have it on one screen while you're working on your document on the other screen. Now, once you've finished your assignment, and you follow through the instructions and you've done everything it's told you to do, you're going to come down here and you're going to see pretty much it's time to upload and actually get your stuff graded. To do that, we come up here in the middle, we upload our file. Now, I know I've saved mine on my desktop, so I'm going to go into my desktop, I'm going to find that particular file and try to remember what this one was called. Here we go, Logan Phillips Online Learning. We're going to hit open. And it's going to go ahead and upload the file. Then it's going to pop up with a screen that says, are you ready to submit, yes or no? Hit yes to submit the file, and then it's going to grade your assignment immediately. And so you're going to need to give it a second, let it pop through, and it's going to show you exactly what you've done correctly or incorrectly. So we have three pieces here. We have correct, partial, or incorrect. You can highlight them, turn them off as needed to show all the things. So if you only want to see what you did correct, you would check mark correct. Of course, I got a 0%, so nothing's showing. If things that you got partially correct, you can see here, or the things you got completely wrong. Now, with this, it's going to show you exactly where in the document what you've done and what you've done incorrectly. On the right-hand side here is what the document should look like that you've created. If your document doesn't look like this, you know you've done something incorrect. So, like say here on number 3, we're supposed to change the line and paragraph spacing of the entire document. I can see that I misstepped 3D. I typed 1, 2 in the alt text box, so if we come over here to the right-hand side, we find 3D, so that's an entire document setting, and it's going to show where I've made the mistake. And let's go down to something, step 11 here. On 11A, I got right-click the first misspelled word management. I can see here on 11A, I did not get the word management correct. So what I can do here is actually re-download my file, or I can choose to open my document on my computer, fix the errors that are posted here, and then upload your actual document again for grading. So if we hit our back button, we can actually just go ahead and upload the same document a second time with any modifications we made on it. And again, that was Logan Phillips something or other, Online Learning. Have it graded again so we don't have to start the work over from scratch. We can take what we've already done, repair and fix it, and then submit it a second time or a third time. You do get 3 times to be able to submit your assignments before it will shut off, and you'll have to speak to me for any additional attempts. So make sure once you submitted it correctly. And check your grades. If you make a mistake, just go in and fix your mistakes. Don't start the whole assignment up again. All right, so that is your guided project. Now, the difference between your guided project and your independent project, notice how in-depth each of these steps are on your instructions. So if we go back over to our assignments, and you won't be seeing this screen for the most part, open up an independent project. Our steps on the independent project are much more open, much less click here, click that, just insert footnotes instead of click on your start bar, go to insert footnotes in the grouping, blah, blah, blah. So the only big difference between your projects independent and your projects guided is the guided gives you very much a handheld, step-by-step instruction on how to do it. But the guided projects and the independent project for each chapter is almost identical in the types of things that they're wanting you to accomplish. And they're all items that you learned about inside your SimPath and your Sim book. So guys, if you have any questions on this, the big pieces to take away from this is to make sure that you don't have to recreate from scratch. If you make errors, simply fix the errors and resubmit. That if you download, you must make sure that you download your start files and any resource files to go along with those. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. Let's see, independent. Let's do Capstone. Okay, so here's a perfect example of one that has a start file and resource files. So in my download files grouping, I have best practices, I have the resources, I have my start file, and I have my instructions. So I would need to download all of these pieces to be able to complete this assignment, not just the start file. All right, so with that, big pieces again are if you cheat, plagiarize, use someone else's work, submit your own work from a previous semester or from a previous college, it will cost you a 0 in the class and possible removal from the college. Make sure you don't do that. Next is if you make an error, fix the error, resubmit, you get 3 attempts. Guys, if you have any problems, questions, or comments, let me know. These will make a lot of sense. The more you do of them, the easier you'll get into it. Just remember that I am wanting you to accomplish things very specifically. So make sure you've referenced your textbook, referenced your SimPath, and you know what I'm wanting you to accomplish. But if you have any questions, let me know. And of course, there's always walkthrough videos for those guided projects. Check those out as you needed. They're there specifically for you. Yes, I'm Logan Phillips, your professor, or Professor P. Let me know if you need me. Otherwise, have a very fruitful day.